Galena, how much riff is before Jason?
10 to 15 minutes.
That's what,
yeah.
that's what I thought.
Pretty short. Yeah.
Hi,
Can
how are the
you
cans
testing
working?
1, 2, 3 Diva?
Yeah. We're live. We are live on video.
All right.
This is awesome.
Let's roll.
Okay, so hey, everybody out there on LinkedIn Live and on YouTube, the 12 people who are watching us, just want to say thanks for tuning in. We're really excited. My name is Todd Galena, and with me
I'm
is
Sandy Salty.
Sandy Salty, the CMO over here at Trace3, and we have started something new for our technology and leadership conference.
Yeah.
We're calling it the Press Box.
Yeah.
And this is the first live transmission we are doing from the Press Box. And if I may, this has been a long time coming. Sandy and I, who have been associated with this show for over 15 years, have long wanted to do something similar to this, bring live feed to you people out there. And so we're just really excited that it's finally come to be.
I mean, I am super pumped about this. To give you guys some context, we are reporting live from our 2025 Evolve conference. To Todd's point, this is our 16th year doing the show, and we finally kind of get to bring it to you guys, albeit it's not like a first-hand experience the way it would be if people were here witnessing the greatness on stage, but
Right.
You get a bit of a glimpse of what's happening and who's speaking.
Yeah. So this is not a replacement for coming to the show. We still want everybody to come to Evolve. What happens on the main stage is for only folks that attend the event, and we have some great keynotes and thought leaders that are going to be on the main stage. But what we're going to be bringing to you here is the hustle and bustle of the show. We have some additional stories.
Yeah.
We have some additional technology introductions we want to bring your way, and that's all going to be happening from here. Sandy and I are going to be doing this live feed another time today,
Yeah.
and then the next couple of days, and we're going to have some awesome guests. We have an awesome guest today.
You're going to get a lot of us. You might get a little sick of us, actually.
Yeah. There's too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Todd.
Yes.
What do you think, having experienced and in many cases orchestrated the show for so many years, what do you think makes Evolve different from any other industry conference out there?
Yeah, it's competitive. Like
Yeah.
getting people, technology leaders to leave the office and come to a live event is hard.
It is.
And so I kind of see it as our event, Evolve, fits into like kind of a middle layer. Like at the top tier layer, you're going to see shows that you and I have gone to for many years.
Yeah.
It started out with VM World, which was always a big show, and then kind of AWS showed up, and that was like a massive show, and we loved going to that. And HPE, oh my gosh, like I went to their show this year. I mean, off the hook.
World class. Yeah.
They do things in the sphere, and boy, they really put on a world-class show, and you and I are both very excited to be invited to that. So I consider that like top tier, like 10,000 plus people attend those shows. And then like a lower tier, I would say, is more of like a user conference,
Yeah.
more technology specific. And what we what I feel like what we've done with Evolve is we have more of a boutique-y feel. I'm going to use this word boutique-y. Our former CEO, Tyler Beecher, used to always describe Trace3 as boutique-y.
Shout out to Tyler if you're out there.
Yeah, yo. So our show is much more curated. We are client-driven.
Yeah.
So for every client that attends this show, there's going to at least be 1 to 2 Trace3 counterparts to walk them through and to take care of them. So I feel like they get their technology feed, and I feel like they get exposed to some leaders and some athletes that they might not otherwise. And I just want to say one last thing. At Trace3 shows, when we have a keynote, most of the time, any client who attends our show gets at least to have a handshake and a photo op with that keynote, which is, I think, is different.
That is pretty cool, and you're right. It is it's a big show, but it's an intimate show. I love that high touch feel. I view Evolve as a condensed masterclass in technology and like what's coming down the pike, but also a condensed masterclass in business principles and leadership. And I do think that like really adds a different element to Evolve. I mean, it's really cool to have the audience walk away with kind of a glimpse of what they can expect from a tech transformation perspective, but also walk away feeling like they can be a better leader to their people. Yeah. I mean, that's so important to like running a great organization.
For sure, and that's the feedback we get.
Yeah.
When we start to get emails from clients who've attended, we start to hear that. So you and I, this isn't the first time you and I have teamed up for something on the
it's
Evolve. So for those of you who are interested, like I said, the 4 or 5 of you that are paying attention, I'd like to put up a photo. Do we have a photo?
Is it up? I think it's going to go up shortly, but I know what you're referring to, and
right.
It is the year that you and I hosted the Outlier Award Show together,
right?
Which is honestly one of the best memories I have in this business. Like, that was an absolute blast, and we got to recognize some amazing technology leadership that year. I remember it very well.
Yeah, that was okay. So the picture is up, I guess, or at least we've shown it. All right, thank you very much. But that was your first time hosting, being the Outlier host, and then I think you went on to do another 7, including landing in a helicopter. What was the car you jumped out of?
I drove an i3 on stage. Yeah. Not risky at all.
Yeah, no. And then last year, we're going to say who you hosted with last year for another photo. Yeah. But you've since retired this year. You're doing this year.
I decided to put my hat up on Outlier Awards. Temporarily, maybe indefinitely. We'll see.
Yeah.
But this is pretty fun.
Yeah. We're in good hands with Outlier. We've got our president, Joe Quaglia, is going to be doing that for the first time. Joe Q, the short name. But getting back to some of the themes and why technology leaders would like to be and attend this show.
Yeah.
Can you discuss a little bit of the themes that we put together? These are themes that you crafted for our audience.
Well, I mean, I think the overarching theme as a whole is the ultimate reset, how technology is rewriting everything. And I think that theme really resonates with a lot of people. Like, Todd, I think we are very much entering, the 4th industrial revolution, as many would describe it.
Yeah.
And I think that we are living in a time where leadership, business, human potential, frankly, is being redesigned and sort of rebuilt from the ground up, where processes, products, playbooks are being reconstructed. And so, like, we're talking about innovation on steroids. And so you go, well, Sandy, that's always sort of been the theme of Evolve. Like, embrace innovation, plan for it, give yourself the opportunity to gain a competitive advantage. But I would tell you, it's a little bit different this year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's different because it's not about, I think the winners aren't necessarily organizations and leaders who are just adapting to change. I really think it's leaders who are resetting the entire game, like redefining their industry and setting a new standard from a customer experience perspective. it's a reset opportunity. It really is, for individuals, for organizations, and for industries at large.
Yeah, I agree, and it is a big, it's a change. Like, how we see AI impacting us is settling in
Yeah.
for real. And just going back to when we covered AI 3 years ago, we've always talked about it as it developed, but when it really hit with the emergence of ChatGPT, our CTO Tony Olzak, who will be speaking at this year's show,
Yep.
he really painted a picture of what AI will look like in the future. So some of it was theoretical,
Yeah.
and it was an important time for us to kind of imagine the art of the possible with AI. And then last year, we started to get down to brass tacks and talk about practical use cases with AI. We had clients talk about how they're leveraging agentic AI and other opportunities. But what you're talking about is what I kind of think, you called it the fourth industrial revolution.
Yeah.
We're talking about crazy things like human beings going from 40-day work weeks down to 10-day work weeks.
Yeah.
I have a daughter that's going to be, and a son that are entering the workforce. And as a parent, I look at this and say to myself, hey, you might need a job that can't be replaced by AI. But on the positive side, we have a huge opportunity to streamline so many things. You and I were preparing for this show, and it's not going to be a big surprise. AI helped us.
It did. Are you telling me you used ChatGPT? How dare you?
No, I used Copilot. So it's impacting us in so many ways. So I'm glad that you mentioned the theme, and I just want to go into a little bit about what's going to be happening on main stage. Traditionally, we kick off with our CEO, Rich Fennessy, is going to be talking about the State of the Union with Trace3, where we're headed. Which is always very exciting. We had an amazing year last year.
Yeah.
And he's going to talk a little bit about some of the strides Trace3 made as a business. And then we have, we're also going to be talking about a major product launch at Trace3, was something that we've really never done at the show. It makes this year unique. We're doing a product launch, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And the person who's spearheading that product launch is Chris Nicholas. So he'll be talking about that. And then I just wanted to mention, we are bringing back a absolute fan favorite of the show, Peter Henson, who this will be the fourth time. And his superpower is the ability to present live. This is a guy that you'll never be able to quite understand the power of communication he has streaming. He has the most engaging PowerPoint, I guess. It was the first time he did the show.
Yeah, I mean, what's amazing about Peter is his ability to deliver pretty complex concepts in a very sort of digestible way. His content is really interesting, but also his delivery is just as interesting.
Yeah.
I respect his ability as a presenter on stage. He's such a pro's pro,
Yeah. Are you thinking we can get him up here to join us
I think
maybe
we can
later
get him.
today or tomorrow?
He's a total gamer. I mean, he's going to give us, he's always super gracious with his time. So I think we're going to be able to give our audience a sneak peek into Peter directly.
Okay, good.
And he also this year, he is bringing along his partner, Stephen Van Bellingham.
Okay.
And Stephen is widely regarded as a customer experience expert. What's really unique about Stephen and what I love about his talk track is he takes AI, the AI conversation, and he expands it, and he frankly gives it a little bit more substance. So it's not just about AI as an emerging technology trend, but it's about AI like truly improving the human experience and leveraging the power of AI to turn the dial up on empathy, on a hyper sort of personalization. So he's got a pretty compelling talk track as well about AI. He doesn't take a binary approach to AI. It's not like AI or human. It's AI and human. And he believes that if you harness the best of both worlds, we will experience what he calls kind of the AI renaissance.
Yeah.
So he's got a couple of really interesting concepts to share with the crowd.
He fits into your theme big time.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. I think another one of his messages, without giving away too much, is, he firmly believes that in a world where AI can basically do everything, the consumer is going to start caring the most about integrity. Like the brand that they're purchasing from is operating ethically. They deliver on promises. They are a bit more of a conscious organization. Like these are the things that are going to start to matter from a consumer perspective, which I think is interesting as well. I'm looking forward to that one.
Big time. Anybody that Peter Hinson wants to wave in is somebody we want on stage.
They're
right?
in. Yeah. Carte blanche. And then we also have, Todd, we've, of course, like, you know, I'm a big partner advocate. I love our partner ecosystem and our partners as a whole. We're featuring a handful of just super important partners. They're important to Trace3. A few of them have been long-standing partners. Some of them are somewhat new. We have Cohesity taking the stage, the founder of Cohesity.
Oh, that's great.
We have Minayo joining us.
Yeah, we met their founder earlier
we
today.
We did. That was a lot of fun on the Founder Formula podcast.
Yeah.
We have, we've got Dell joining us on stage as well. And so we have a couple of really good partners walking us through how they're innovating, how they're addressing these important topics, agentic AI, etc.
We have a Cisco.
We have Cisco tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
We do actually one more extremely important partner that's frankly revolutionized more than once. Every decade they've created massive impact, and that's Microsoft. I mean,
of course.
So Microsoft's going to be taking the stage as well, and then we'll dive into what Cisco brings to bear. I think tomorrow at some point.
Okay, all right.
They have a pretty good talk track lined up. Yeah.
So now that we've laid out the plan for this year's show, I'd like to kind of reminisce of our favorite moments of the show. And are we ready? I'm ready to put another photo up, team. We are ready. Okay, so if we can put the photo up and give me the thumbs up when it's up. This is Sandy. Last year's show.
Yes. Wow.
With one of the most amazing. He has the most amazing story as a quarterback. This is Alex Smith from the 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs. He mentored Patrick Mahomes. But
that's right.
The two of you teamed up for last year's show, and what a treat.
I could not have asked for a better partner. I mean, you know the history on Alex. Alex experienced one of, if not the most cataclysmic injuries an athlete can go through. So, like, it wasn't even about can he get back on the field. It was, can this dude walk again?
Right.
And not only did he manage to rehabilitate himself, I mean, talk about like hardcore discipline and rigor, like rehabilitate himself back to being fully functional, but to being back on the field and playing kick-ass games. I mean,
he played for the Redskins. He played the whole game. It was crazy. And
so,
I think when he was with you, he did a few dance moves.
Did he? Well, we threw a couple balls on stage. By the way, talk about intimidating. Like, I think I got throwing lessons from the QB. But, I mean, I think, you know, when we design the Outlier program, we want to be able to feature people who really kind of embody the outlier mentality. And Alex was. I think that's when I decided I'm going to hang my hat up. Because how am I going to top that?
And on a high note.
Yes, exactly.
Until the fans start clamoring for you to come back.
I won't. I can tell you that. All 12 of them watching right now will not clamor.
We've seen enough. No, that's not true. That's really funny.
But okay, let's talk about some other memorable moments.
If you'd like.
You've had a brush with fame. I mean, more like punch with
brush the punch.
Fame. Do we have a picture up of Todd? And okay, can you please? Are you going to share what happened? Like, what is that picture?
Well, I promised Mike that the story would never become public. But I just want to tell everybody that is a real busted eye, that is real blood, and that is the former heavyweight champion standing next to me.
Yes, and actually all of that happened with Tyson in the room.
Yes.
And that's as far as we're going to...
That's as far as I'd like to take it now.
Understood.
Okay, until I have clearance. But you know me well enough. Is that a surprise?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm surprised it's only happened once, actually. By the way, before we move on, do you have a favorite speaker, evolved speaker of all time?
Well, you know, so you and I both had the privilege of being able to book talent.
Yeah.
But I would say I'm really partial to Steve Wozniak, just because of his history, getting a chance to meet him, and everybody. I have to tell you, like, everyone at the show got to meet Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And almost everybody got to meet the Woz.
That's right.
At our show.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was a big highlight.
Oh, dude, that's milestone. That's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah. What about you?
I-
So you weren't a big Mac user growing up. So,
No, but we're talking about a legend. So I
Yeah.
remember being sort of like, whoa, like I understood the weight of that, the impact of that milestone when we hit it as a company. That was pretty special. My favorite, I think, of all time has to be Ambassador Sully Sullenberger.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that guy really embodies leadership. Like he oozes leadership,
Yeah.
And when he's telling his story, obviously the miracle on the Hudson River, you felt like he was actually reliving it.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's like really generous of someone to have gone through the experience that he went through, devastating in a lot of ways, but with the best outcome possible.
Absolutely.
And then have to kind of relive it in front of thousands of people again.
Oh yeah.
So he was super sort of generous that way, emotionally.
Yeah.
And I remember, Todd, like, you could hear a pin drop. That audience was awestruck. Like, it was incredible.
It really was. And what's crazy about that is we all know what he did.
Yeah,
So like everyone knows how this story ends.
for sure.
Yet he still had a complete and utter standing ovation. I mean, the guy,
Yes.
maybe the longest standing ovation we've ever had.
Yeah,
What he did was amazing and just an amazing guy.
captivating.
Yeah.
Well, so I think the audience has heard our perspective on Evolve. I mean, clearly we're fans of the show. I'd love to invite our dear friend, incredible technology leader, CIO of Sweetwater, Jason Johnson, to join us and actually give the audience his perspective. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Jason. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on. Just landed, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Jason, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well,
Appreciate
so
it.
you're a repeat guest.
I am a repeat guest. Yes, absolutely.
What keeps pulling you back to Evolve?
I think most conferences, right? It's quality, actionable content.
Yeah.
I think that pulls me in here. But I think what Trace3 does a little bit different is they create this massive surface area for you to get to know all the people around you. And the conference is just big enough that there's a lot of people and just small enough that you can kind of get around and meet everybody. And I've made a lot of connections, a lot of friendships, a lot of conversations that have carried on far beyond this town. And I think for me, that's probably been the single most impactful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so well put. And if we shift gears a bit, and maybe this dovetails into the Evolve conversation, but like, what are some of the most interesting sort of tech conversations and topics that are in the ecosystem right now from your perspective?
Yeah, I think like we're all obligated to say AI
Yeah.
at this point, right?
Yes,
I mean,
you must.
you have to.
I dare
Um,
you not to.
It's an obligation.
I can't tell you how many people I've talked to. I've talked to a lot of boards, and it seems like there's a category of people out there that are just like, hey, you must go inject AI in everything. We need to have an AI story. We want to have an AI story. And they're not really starting with actionable business goals
Yeah.
and working their way backwards into how AI can accelerate those things. A lot of what I talk about with my team is we're all framers, right? And somebody just showed up to the job site with a pneumatic nailer. It's not going to replace you, but there are going to be people that outwork you. And I think how you choose to implement this new tool, how you choose to work backwards from actual business outcomes you need and accelerate them through the use of AI is just a really, really fascinating angle that I'm definitely looking forward to having a lot of conversations around this year
Yeah.
and listening to a lot of the folks that are doing it, whether that's sitting in the line waiting to check in,
Yeah.
or whether that's hearing from Tony about the future, which is always kind of an exciting keynote for me. So.
For sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about, you mentioned waiting in line and talking to people. Can you tell us a little bit about your peers at the show? I mean, you've been exposed, you've been a outlier finalist, which is the best of the best, and you've also been an outlier judge, which means you
Yes.
have to choose the best of the best. But you're also, and those are people who are very brave to take part in that whole process. But there are others in the show that have similar responsibilities and are trying to do some of the same things. Talk to us a little bit about your peers.
I think that's one of the reasons why I like the show so much, Todd, is because there's everything from, last year I spent literally an hour because they were having a system outage here during check-in at like 2:00 in the morning with someone who worked at a health group up in northern Michigan who was boots on the ground, implementing AI, actually hands on keyboards, all the way to CIOs and CTOs and tech leadership folks. And so you get this great mix of real boots on the ground perspective with the strategy that gets behind that. And I think that's one of the exciting things when you talk about the size of the conference being kind of right in that perfect sweet spot is you can kind of traverse that entire implementation timeline and figure out what you need to be thinking about that you're not yet.
Yeah.
Jason, there's sort of an old saying that we overestimate how much impact a certain technology trend is going to happen within a 5-year scope, and we underestimate the impact that it's going to have within a 10-year period.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? Like, what is?
Yeah. Like, let me just the first thing that pops in my head when you say that is,
Yeah.
Can you imagine that a world with AI without the cloud? And 10 years ago, everyone was just hyped up the cloud, and it's just another server room. But now look at the amount of data that we're able to actually train these models with, how much energy we're able to inject into processes, and it's all because 10 or 15 years ago the cloud became a thing.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Right? So I buy that wholeheartedly.
Is AI moving faster and materializing at a much more accelerated rate than like prior trends? Like, are you seeing things reset the way we are describing, or are we being a bit hyperbolic?
No, I mean, I think there's with anything new in the world, I think there's a hype cycle around it for sure. I think that it's probably in its current form. My opinion right now is that it's not as applicable as maybe what the marketing hype is saying it is.
Yeah.
But when you do find that, when you're out mining and you find that vein of gold, it's been my experience at projects that it's an exponent, that it delivers, right? It is an exponential accelerator to whatever you're working on. And so I think right now we're in a phase where it is not everything that we thought it would be today. And at the same time, when you find that right thing, it's everything that you want it to be.
Makes total sense.
So
yeah.
I keep thinking about it like it's an intern, right?
Oh,
an
that's smart.
An intern at your company.
Really smart
So
one.
I had a real conversation with a software developer. We were going through some AI stuff, and they were running a model, and it was assisting them, and and they said, look, it did this wrong. I just don't think we should use it. And I said, if an intern was sitting next to you, is that what you would say to them? Would you say, why'd you even show up to work today?
Oh, that's a great point.
No, you would pull them in and you would
Right.
go, this was the task. These are the things you did good. These are the things you did bad. You would give it context.
For sure.
You would give it feedback, and you would send it off again to go repair that.
Right.
And I think if you think about it as that infancy part of the journey right now, you start to get a great perspective of probably how much further we have to go, and then how exciting it is as a technology.
Wait, plus I would write up the person who just wanted to stop after one track.
Yeah.
By the way, but that speaks to your leadership style. And I have to tell you that one of the things I greatly, greatly admire about you, Jason, is that and we've had many conversations over the years, and I think that your kind of philosophy around activating innovation, not through technology only, but through culture, the culture on your team, the culture that you build, is not that makes you a unicorn.
Yeah.
That is not something that is widely adopted in the technology industry, as you know. We have mad respect for you and mad admiration, as you know.
Thank you.
We would like you to come to Evolve for 10, 20, 30 more years. At some point, you
it.
can host it for us if you'd like.
Please.
And we really just appreciate you being here and giving us your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it. Yeah,
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, cool. You can stay here.
Oh,
stay here. I
perfect.
think we're going to close out.
All right.
Let's close out.
All right.
Yeah. You want to? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, so anyways, everybody, we're thrilled that you were part of our first Evolve Pressbox live stream. We're going to be picking this up after main stage. If you have a chance to get down here really quick, you can catch the main stage action. But if not, we'll have a recap. So thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Jason.
We're not going to go over what you're doing Thursday night.
Well, look, I have a big surprise, which is that I am not going to be hosting Outlier this year, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
And,
Allegedly.
allegedly, exactly.
I'll believe it when I see
maybe
it.
that's
Yeah.
the big surprise. No, so we will see you all in just a few hours. And with that, we'll call
Wrap it
this
up.
a wrap.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome.
You were so good.
Oh, thank you so much.
you.
Perfect. Thanks for holding the awkward microphone.
Can you be in every segment?